I have exactly 2 minutes to get your attention.
Let me take you into my dream for a moment. This is my real-life job as an acting teacher. I teach these kids that the key to acting is to live your own story. Use these drama skills to create your life. So if this holds true on stage, why can't it work in real life? I made a challenge to all comers in the Philadelphia area to become the person they know they can be in 60 days. This story is a video documentation of what happened in those 60 days. My dream is to produce Destiny 5 in every major city in the country and also internationally around the world. I'm going to start here in Philadelphia, which is my hometown.
When it comes to writing, because my quest is to write this play, a habit that I get into is planning too much. This is scene A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and this is exactly the order I'm going to go. And what I realized with writing is that if you just kind of let yourself go with the scene, then it comes out more natural, more interesting, and a lot of times you come up with a better idea than you originally had.
My tagline for my business, Scripting for Success, is getting your dreams out of the drawer. And this whole process is the closest thing I've seen and experienced in my life.
No matter what has transpired in life, no matter what darkness you've met or things that you think you've done wrong, you can overcome all of that and teach people that no matter what the circumstance is, if you just love yourself and keep your faith, everything is going to be fine.
I'm very afraid of getting in front of the camera, so I just did it before I thought about it too much. Terrified of losing what I'm going to say. The words are just going to disappear. And I have this thing where, when you're a little kid and you're getting all this attention and it feels really good, but it's excruciating. It's just like excruciating. You want it to stop, but you love it.
Come to like a simplicity with getting rid of things I don't need anymore and just shedding that off and just feel like I have more space to breathe.
This is emotionally intelligent reality television. There's not going to be a lot of cattiness here. Well, maybe except for this cat.
I'm optimistic that, this will make a big change for me, and then I'll reach, the point I want to reach in 60 days. But I also always have those doubts that, nothing has ever really completely panned out for me, so it's hard to have that complete hope.
My quest is to create and manifest in my hot little hands $100,000 in 60 days. That's it.
$100,000 in 60 days, good.
My 60-day quest is to overcome the self-doubt so that I can go out there and be confident and appear confident to people. Being able to get it out there, being able to release all of that energy.
So really, why should you care about watching an online television show? Well, what if there were a way you could write your destiny as if writing a television script? For me, I'm through pretending to be a producer. I'm through hoping that someday I will be a producer. No, I'm just going to go out and be a producer. And if I give a few more people the permission to be who they want to be deep down inside, then all the more power to us all. This portion of Destiny 5 is brought to you by Sanctuary Spa. Only the experience matters. Hello, my name is Mike, and I'm the creator of Destiny 5, which is the reality television program you are watching. And, wow, I'm having trouble knowing where to begin right now. Well, I do know that in the beginning, you're supposed to know who the story is about, what they want, and why they want it. I need to go back in time for a moment. Wow, I think the reason that I'm stumbling over my words right now is because I want to tell you what this show is about, but I'm afraid to. I want this show to change the world, but I've been taught that that is not realistic. Oh, right there, freeze it. That's the moment. Okay, I want to freeze it here because I do have a confession to make. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I don't know how to change the world, and I barely know how to make a television production. But I do know that within the first 2 minutes of a program, you have to give the viewer a reason to watch. And I believe the reason is that I know how to make anything happen in your life within 60 days through 9 steps. So I am a character in this story, but I'm a very flawed character because even in this opening sequence, I want to talk too much. I want to teach too much. I want to delve into metaphysics and esoteric type of content. But then I realize, you know, no, that's why I'm telling this story through video. I don't have to teach. I want to show you this story. Part of the story is seeing your flaws and acknowledging they're there and doing the best you can in spite of the flaws. Our story begins here. This is Old City, Philadelphia. This clip is of a fountain in Washington Square. It was one of the first communities established in the Philadelphia area. I couldn't help but feel a sense of serendipity knowing that this television show was starting in the city of Philadelphia, and in a way our country also started here in Philadelphia. My vision was that for every moment in this story, we would visit a historical Philadelphia landmark. For instance, when we were beginning the journey, we would start at Independence Hall, where it all began. When we were facing our dark night of the soul, we might find a haunted graveyard or something like that. When we were reaching our climax, when we were seizing our moment of destiny, we would run up the Philadelphia Museum steps. I was compelled to film here at this mini golf course that featured all the Philadelphia icons, because it was kind of like we were models in the making. I mean, creating a dream and then committing to it was kind of like making a sketch and building a model for it. When we emotionally commit to it, we kind of put animation to that sketch. And then, when it really comes into being, we experience that in real life, and it comes in 3 dimensions. We can touch it, we can smell it, we can feel it, and we can experience it completely. But there I go again, acting like a lecturer. So let me get back to the story. Somewhere between pages 7 and 10, we have to introduce a conflict. Here in episode 1, this is the story about how I came across my cast. And that didn't happen easily. In fact, the story I wanted to tell wasn't the story it seemed life wanted me to tell. And it was a difficult journey. I waited alone in that parking lot, waiting for 15 people who expressed interest in this project who never showed up. It was really starting to dampen my spirits. About a month prior, I had released this short film, which kind of served as an infomercial about what the Destiny 5 project was all about. I was looking for about 10 to 20 people to tell the story of how to create anything you wanted in your life. The film served as a metaphor. Maybe it was a little cryptic, but it featured me wandering through the wilderness in search of my destiny. The idea was I would split people up into teams of 5, and each one of those members would have a specific quest or a goal they were looking to attain. For example, one quest would be about romantic love, another would be about money, another would be about making great works of art. After an hour of waiting in that parking lot, it seemed my project was riddled with flaws. Number 1, I knew by the video that I released that it wasn't very clear yet what we were doing. That's why we needed to make it into a video. All people knew was it had something to do with drama exercises and taking a 60-day quest, but beyond that, people had no idea what this was all about. Number 2, it was beginning to look like I didn't have any friends or any people skills, because I had sent an email out to all of the people I've done theater projects with, and a lot of them expressed interest, but when it came time to show up for the audition and the interview and the screen test, there was nobody there. And I kept thinking, wow, what's wrong with me? Number 3, in my video, I tried to be very honest about my limitations. All I had was a portable handycam, a digital voice recorder, and a simple editing system on my laptop. Heck, I didn't even have lighting equipment. But I felt my audience would forgive me as long as I told a compelling story about very compelling people. And oh yeah, of course, there was number 4. I was asking people to commit to something that would take 60 days to complete over 9 Saturday tapings. Of course, during these 60 days, you might have to confront something about yourself you don't like, you might have to ask for help, you might have to meet your deepest fear, and oh yeah, you're probably going to change a lot over the course of the 60 days. Oh, and by the way, you're doing this in front of a camera. Anyway, without characters to populate this show, it was really going to be a boring project, and I was really starting to feel foolish. It didn't look like I was going to have a cast for my June 4th target shoot date. My challenges were really piling up, and I really felt alone. But I couldn't help thinking this had to be part of the story. After confronting one shadow, and I did consider this one of those shadow moments, the hero must submit to allowing help to come from somewhere. That source of help might even be supernatural in nature.